all in your memory bank?
There were a number of events, most of them involving snow or ice, and there were winners and losers. Usually there was a winner and then a runner-up, and then another.
Gold and silver, right?
Yes, Tim. Yes,
I'm sorry.
And bronze. Yes, and that's pretty much it, and it's over. Yes.
Do they capture your attention much at all?
No, not really. I'm okay with the speed skating. I like the speed skating, and I enjoy some of the skiing and whatnot when I can figure out what they're doing. I'm not much on ice skating at all. I don't care for that at all.
You're talking about the singles, the pairs.
Yeah, I don't.
The fun stuff.
Fun? Is that fun? I'll tell you what, though, I can certainly appreciate it. I mean,
They do some tough stuff, don't they?
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just a beautiful thing, really. Just not my thing necessarily, but that's okay. Everybody's got their favorite thing, or something that they really enjoy. And I enjoyed the Winter Olympics, sure.
I watched that a lot. Enjoyed the hockey, of course. When you get down to a game that you know something about, and you're playing against your rival, which is Canada in this case, and of course the Russians in men's soccer, hockey not being there changes the course of things a good bit, because they certainly would be one of the dogs in the fight if that were the case. But I didn't realize that's the first gold medal for the men's team since the 1980.
I wasn't aware of that either. It's been 40 some odd years, and I watched that on TV, of course, and like a lot of other people did, and was just thrilled to death that our men have won. This time it was Canada, and we had the National Hockey League players played and represented their countries if they wanted to, and the United States won that. There were some predators on that team, so it was and the women also won. The women declined to go to the State of the Union message tonight. They were invited. They declined for whatever reason. I don't know, but the men will be there, I understand.
That's what I understand as well, Jeff. But I thought it was beautiful to watch in most cases. It's a beautiful part of the country, or the world, I should say, over in Italy. It appeared they did a really nice job of hosting the thing.
Seems like that they did, and there were a number of people involved in it, of course. But I tell you what, most of the time I don't pay a heck of a lot of attention necessarily to who's broadcasting and who's organizing and whatever, but I believe Mike Tirico is the best in the business.
I was going to mention that very same thing, Jeff. I thought he did a terrific job of kind of overseeing the thing.
Really smooth, and he's got all these names to remember, and the various events, and he can go all around the place, the sites and whatnot, and I think he does beautiful work. Well, he does everything. He does golf, he does basketball, he does football. He's just very good.
It appears that those that are really good, Jeff, can adapt to most any sport, because it's just in their DNA, I guess. But good time was had by, I think, all. I say this, seeing these cats out there skiing for a 2-hour marathon race up the hills and down the hills and this, that, and the other, I think I can think of something I'd rather do than prepare for that.
Well, I can think of a lot of things I'd rather do. I was exhausted when we got through, and I didn't move off the couch. But that Italian guy that won it, finally easily won it, matter of fact, that was just, I don't understand how a human being can do that, really. But boy, he hung in there with it, and he won a gold medal as a result.
And I just wonder who in the world ever decided that you need to get on a skateboard or ski board or whatever and hit this ramp, go straight up in the air and do 14 flips before you come down and try to land on your feet. Who in the world decided that's a good idea? I
don't know, but if they suggested it to me, I'd have said, well, now, are there other events that I could enter? I don't want to enter that one. But, boy, I tell you what, now They put on a show for you.
They did that for sure, Jeff. Closer to home, Saturday afternoon at Murphy Center was a delightful day for me. First, nice win by the Raiders. I didn't think they played particularly well, even though they won by a double-digit score. And congratulations! But it was really great to see Kermit Davis, Betty back in town, and most of the squad that was there for the 10th anniversary of the win over Michigan State. And I made the comment to my friend sitting beside me. It's a shame that the next year's win also over Big Ten's opponent in the first round game kind of gets overlooked. You know, when we beat Minnesota the next year, it was kind of expected. We were 11 seed in that game, Jeff, and we were 7-point favorite in Vegas.
Right.
And won it, and nobody was all excited about it as much because that team, that two or 3 year stretch was really good basketball for sure.
Yes, it was. And I would tell you what I would chalk that up to. I just think Michigan State had better and better known coaches,
sure,
players, and a better team than Minnesota did. I just chalked it up to that, but it was evidently it was ignored a little bit. Yes, that's true.
Well, we'll see if that next year's team is cited as well as they should be, because they did that. You're right about that. Michigan not only was a number 2 seed, they were picked by many to win the national championship.
Yes. Yes.
And had a program there that was a sight better than, even though Minnesota is a very good program. That's for sure. So you put all that together, but it was nice to see everybody back, and not just that team, but all the old timers that are invited to come back. And our good friend Larry Stewart has had some health issues a little bit along the way. It's good to see him out there on Saturday as well, and some other friends along the way.
Well, I don't know how you feel about this. We haven't discussed this at all, but people, whoever, repeatedly said that the Michigan State win was the greatest win in Blue Raider history in men's basketball. Well, okay, all right, but have they forgotten Kentucky altogether? Is that now that we don't? It's slopped down to number 2. I mean, I think that was a huge win.
Well, given 2 things: A, it was a Kentucky team, which is over the course of all history, is along with Kansas and North Carolina. Would you say those 3 teams, Kentucky, North Carolina, and Kansas, would be for the last 50 years?
And Duke.
And Duke, right there. Michigan State is a 25, 30-year program. They're awfully good for sure. But the first NCAA win by Middle Tennessee basketball team in the NCAA tournament, for sure. So I'm with you, Jeff. If you have to put them in 1, 2, 3, 4 order in the true meaningfulness of the program, I still think the Kentucky win might be. I do think it is the number 1 win in the history of this.
Well, I hope there's some more in our future, and if we keep plugging away, there will be. I think I mean we're right there.
We mentioned 3 of them, so let's mention the 4th one. You and I were at the Vanderbilt when Middle Tennessee beat Florida State in 1988. Mike Buck night for sure. The young man from Pickett County, Perry County.
Yeah, not Perry County. I believe it was Pickett County. I believe that's right. All I remember was he didn't miss a shot.
From everywhere.
How can you not miss a shot?
Middle was down double digits in the second half, right?
Right.
And here along comes Mike Buck, and all of a sudden he scores about 87 points in a row from everywhere in Memorial Gym.
And I'll always remember that, too. This is hard to imagine it being this way, that you wouldn't really maybe realize it. But really, as the game progressed in the second half, the crowd, which had a lot of middle people there at Vanderbilt, in that crowd, the crowd was begging him to shoot.
Oh, sure.
Don't turn down the shot. Take the shot. And, of course, he did. And, of course, it went in. And then you get the ball back, a minute or 2 later, same thing. And he's not laying them up either.
Have you ever been in a zone like that in your life?
No. I know some people that have, but not me, no. You?
No, not that I can recall. Anyway, great Saturday afternoon. Good to see the folks there for that. The 2 teams, Jeff, are going into the last 4 games of the season. I know the women have 4. I think the men have 4 left to go. The ladies are going to be somewhere between 2 and 4 or 5, it looks like, in the league. Louisiana Tech's going to win it for sure. Middle is tied for second place right now with 5 losses. Jeff, losing at Western Kentucky always hurts, but it really hurts when Western Kentucky, that's only the second league game to win all season long. That was just one of those Saturday afternoons I know Rick and company would just as soon forget.
I'm sure that's correct. And I have never been to a game or any athletic event at Western Kentucky. And most everybody I know has been.
Oh, my.
To
You have not.
I've never been. So I don't really, but I do know how the general public around here and Raider fans feel about those wins or losses, as the case might be, and the games, and they take it pretty seriously. They really want to win those games. Of course, so do I. I just don't go up there. I don't go there.
Well, Middle Tennessee didn't shoot it well, of course. Scored 6 points in the first quarter. Jeff, you do that, you set yourself up for, especially on the road against a team that's forlorn and forgotten almost. You breathe life into the ball club when you do that, right?
Right.
Give them hope.
Yes.
What you want to do in a game like that is you want to go out and put your stamp on that game right at the beginning and go ahead and take all hope away. But that didn't happen. Middle was down, Jeff, in the third quarter, I think 18, 19 points, which just I'm glad I didn't listen because I was at the men's game. I was not listening. I think if I'd turned it on and done that, I thought, my radio's broke.
Yeah.
It can't be right. Right.
But we were considerably better than them most days.
Well, sure, and that will come up again. But Jeff, they've not been good on the road. They won 3 and lost 6, I think it is, on the road, something like that in the league play. They've got two more on the road this week. They play at Liberty on Thursday night, and then at Delaware, who has put the only home loss in conference play on Middle Tennessee. Now, Delaware has lost 3 straight. I looked in the program to see if maybe their best player didn't get hurt or something because, Jeff, they got clobbered Saturday. And they've been playing very well, so they've lost 3 straight. So, all that said, the Lady Raiders go on the road. They need to win 1 of 2 for sure.
Right.
They come home to play Missouri State and FIU, both very good teams. So, Jeff, they could lose all 4.
Yes, they could.
They could win all 4.
That's true.
And they're going to be in the tournament one way or the other, but if they want any momentum at all, they're going to need to go something like 3-1 for sure in these last 4 games if they can get that done.
I think we'll win 2 of those games. I'm very hopeful. I'd like to win all of them, of course. But the Delaware will be a test, and I think we play Liberty first. Is
Liberty
that right?
on Thursday night.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, they've been, along with Middle Tennessee, the class of the league the last 2 or 3 years. They're not this year. Their record is below 500, but they're plenty capable of winning a basketball game for sure there. And then, as I say, Delaware beat Middle Tennessee on the Raiders' home floor. So neither one of those are going to be walkaways for sure. They've got to get more scoring out of Savannah Davis. She had no points, 1 rebound, 1 shot, Jeff, in 23 minutes. That tells me a lot. She's just not involved in the offense enough. You only shoot it 1 time. Contreras, our leading scorer in the league, as a matter of fact, only had 8 Saturday. Pfeiffer and other girl inside, I can't call her name right now. They had 21 and 13 apiece, but got to have more scoring than 6 points in the first quarter to get things started and kicking in the right direction.
Well, that's true, and you look at any basketball game, and generally coaches would agree that when you come down the floor, maybe it's not your best player, maybe not, maybe it is, but you do want the ball to go to them at some point.
Sure.
And you set up a shot for them, run an offense for them, where they're a prime choice option, but that didn't happen with Davis on this particular night.
Men are 7-9, Jeff. The league is this way. If Middle could win 4 in a row, which not likely, but it is possible. Every game they play, they're within 2 points of somebody.
Yeah.
They could finish as high as second. I don't think that's going to happen. Jeff, if they lose all 4 games, these 2 at home, they need to win those for sure. Badly need to win, and they're playing against opponents that have worse records than they do in the league. But Jeff, if they go 0-4, which is, I won't say a strong possibility, but anything's possible in this league. As close as these teams are together, they could miss the tournament altogether. So somewhere between 2 and 11 is where they're going to finish.
Well, there's a number of teams, and I don't have the standings in front of me, but there's a number of teams that are, in fact, 7-9.
7-9, 8-8,
yeah.
6-9, something like that. They're just all watered together within a game and a half, 2 games of each other. About 8 teams.
Well, we're gonna know a heck of a lot within 2 weeks. We will.
Well, they all headed to Huntsville, but big games going on. 6:30 home game. Middle Tennessee men. They play El Paso and New Mexico State this weekend. I can't swear to which one Thursday night, which one Saturday. The Saturday game's at noon, I believe. Hope folks will make their way up to Murphy Center for that. You can be listening on WGNS Radio for that as well. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk some high school sports. District tournament play is about to finish up tonight. Region move on, and Jeff, we've got a possibility of a state championship or 2 in Murfreesboro's future.
That would be terrific.
We'll look at after this on All Sports Talk.
In Rutherford County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on. I'm State Farm Agent Andy Wommel, here to help life go right when you combine home and auto insurance. Call me today at 615-890-0850 and let me save you money and time. Your home, your auto, together they're where life happens. I'm State Farm Agent Andy Wommel. It's smart to protect them together to help life go right. Give me a call at 615-890-0850 and let me help you save by combining your home and auto.
When we started our flagship restaurant on Broad Street, who would have known we'd have grown and touched each 4 corners of Rutherford County? Now we have locations in South Murfreesboro, Smyrna, West Murfreesboro, and the original on 860 Northwest Broad Street.
Swing by one of our 4 locations after a game for some good food and fun.
Thank you, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, and Rutherford County.
Thank you to our patrons and customers.
Thank you.
Good food and fun.
All across the country, drivers are reaping the rewards for safer driving with the updated Drive Safe and Safe app from State Farm. Plus, with dynamic new features like interactive maps and driving tips, the pursuit of your discount is even easier. You can earn up to 30%. Just download the Drive Safe and Save app from State Farm and get started. Just call me, Agent Deb Insel, at 931-684-5274, and we'll help you sign up today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When it comes to your home, memories and sentimental value are priceless. Farrah Construction can remodel your home or can update your kitchen, bath, or other rooms. I'm Ron Hall. If you can dream it, Farrah Construction can turn it into reality. Call Farrah Construction at 615-893-6120. That's Farrah Construction. I'm Ron Hall. Shop local. Let our family business help you. Farrah Construction Company.
WGNS.
Our family at Demas's Restaurant are proud to support local emergency responders who put their lives on the line for our community each and every day. This is Peter Demas, and here is this week's Demas's Emergency Responder of the Week.
Murfreesboro Police Officer Dustin Nicholson talked a woman off the bridge over I-24 on the Medical Center Parkway. She'd climbed over the railing and was moments before falling. Officer Nicholson spoke to her calmly, trying to ease her panic. When words were no longer enough, he quickly secured her and pulled the woman back to safety. Thank you, Murfreesboro Police Officer Dustin Nicholson.
When you see a firefighter, police officer, paramedic, or telecommunicator going the extra mile, let WGNS know, and we at Demas's Restaurant will salute them as the Emergency Responder of the Week.
Good afternoon. It continues to run really slow, trying to get it from Murfreesboro towards Nashville. It's been this way on and off all day. Trying to move a little bit better there up by Walden Road, but it's still slow for a little bit longer on 24 from Elmaville Road all the way up until you get past Sam Ridley Parkway in the westbound lanes. Be patient. It is going to improve as traffic gets heavier 65 to the north up through the Madison area. Watch for radar on I-40 out through the Mount Juliet area. STR Towing and Recovery says give them a call if you need their help. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
It's all sports talk from the Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9, 100.5, AM 1450, WGNSradio.com, and Big G TV.
Welcome back into All Sports Talk. Tim Tackett and Jeff Jordan. Jeff brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Lee Coleman Financial Services with Edward Jones. District tournament play finishes up tonight, Jeff. We finally decided for sure we've got Siegel, Rockvale.
Siegel Riverdale.
Siegel Riverdale and
Rockvale,
Oakland will be in the boys championship games tonight. The girls are moving on to region, and both the 6A regions, 4A I should say, Jeff, districts, all 4 teams advanced. So we're really just kind of have a chance to reshuffle the deck. It doesn't appear that happened. The number 1 seed won on the girls' side, and I imagine the boys' side will be the same way. Blackman boys and girls by far appear to be the class of that region.
I think
sure.
they'd be the best chances that we have for somebody to be at Murphy Center. But this is basketball, and a lot of strange things can happen.
A lot of things for sure. They got to get through the folks on the other side of the state to get that done. Eagleville boys, Jeff, and Providence Christian girls both in great shape to make a state tournament run. The Eagleville boys still undefeated and number 1 in the state in 1A.
Well, that's really terrific. It really is. The Eagleville is such a class program and coached by class people and just a really good community, very supportive community. I'm just delighted to see them doing so well and unbeaten. And here it is, February the 24th. That's I don't know what that is. Somewhere in a miracle for anybody to do that.
Well, the girls are good. They're not in the undefeated ozone good area, but they've got a shot to keep on moving along as well. And as I mentioned, Providence Christian Academy gets a bye, so they're 1 win away from getting into the state tournament the following week.
Well, and that makes the tournament to me a lot more interesting too when we have somebody there, and you really like your coaches and local people to be there. It's just terrific.
It still continues to concern me, though, that in the 4A schools, we've got 8, Smyrna, Laverne, Siegel, Rockvale, Oakland, Blackman, Siegel. I've left somebody out, Stewart's Creek. Jeff, the really one squad there that's really good is Blackman. Outside of that, it drops off to probably 1 or 2 teams, and then the last 3 or 4 of those teams, Jeff, are just well below what we normally see in Rutherford County.
Yeah, and I think this is a fair statement, though, and it's one that sometimes people use as an excuse, and I'm not necessarily using it as an excuse. I'm just saying it's factual. We've got a lot of young players playing,
absolutely
starting players, and that they'll be back next year, and they will be better, particularly after the summer.
Finding basketball players, let's just say it that way, not that they're not willing to do, but Jeff, with flag football coming into play now, and lacrosse coming into play, and swimming is turned into a big time sport. There's so many different sports kids can play, Jeff. And more of them than not are playing just one sport now, pretty much year round. And so, finding someone to fall in that basketball cycle or softball cycle or whatever it happens to be is more difficult than it used to be.
I guess it must be. I hadn't really thought about that, but we do have there's a lot of things for people to do. I don't. The number is not the same at every high school in the county, but most of them have 17, 18, or 19 sports that they could play that are going on at their school. And a good basketball player, they may not play basketball. I don't know how they make a choice there, but you're right.
Well, I think some of it could be this, when your only choice is to play basketball or softball or whatever, sitting 9th, 10th, 11th down on the bench is easier to do than to say, wait a minute, if I drop off of basketball, I could go to flag football, the new sport, and go out there and play, and as opposed to sitting on the bench. And I wonder if that doesn't happen more than it used to.
I would think that it probably would. It come down to each individual player, of course, and I have seen, and I'm not really necessarily sure why this is correct, but I have seen more volleyball than you would think. And there's a lot of good volleyball players.
Oh, yeah.
And they do not play basketball.
Yeah.
And that would be a girl sport, which is fine. But I want them to play volleyball. I want them to play everything, whatever they want to play. But I think they'll make a choice on one sport and stick with that one sport, maybe too early in their careers.
Well, didn't you coach volleyball a little bit once upon a time, as did I, and I really encouraged my girls players to play volleyball. I thought it was a way to keep them active and not get stale on basketball so much, but to keep them active and moving. And it's a reactionary sport. It's a sport that causes you to jump and move and be alert and work together. And I just thought there was some redeeming qualities to playing volleyball on into basketball season.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I think Buddy Pate at Riverdale encouraged our players to play volleyball, and I was coaching them, of course, but that wasn't the point. The point was he wanted them active and in shape and participating, and I thought that was the proper way to go.
Well, there's lots going on out there. There's something crossed my mind that I was going to talk about. Oh, we discussed this before. I've talked to 2 or 3 more coaches about district tournament and the future thereof with these 4-team leagues. I'm more convinced than I was 2 weeks ago that the days of district tournament play in the state of Tennessee are going to be somewhat limited. I'm not saying it's going to give it up next year or the next whatever, but within the next few years, I think we're going to see district tournaments maybe just pretty much go away.
I think that's probably correct, and I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing. I think that might be a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing
at all.
Yeah, it might be a good thing, and also you could replace that tournament that week with other games if you so chose. I don't know how they'll set it up, but they could do that.
Well, as we discussed before, districts are not required to play a district tournament. They can send all they have to do is send 4 teams to the region. By any means they want to do it. Alphabetical order, draw them out of a hat, or in the case of these 2 districts, send everybody because there's only 4 teams in it, and 4 have to go. And the order could be whatever, and just use it from the league place, which is what's going on. College sports, Jeff, continue to work in terms of the portal, NIL, and so forth. I listened to something come over to the show today, and it struck me, why have I not thought about this before? It's so obvious. When did college athletics move into we are a for-profit organization? Once upon a time, we're going way back, kids went to school to get a degree and play ball, not to make money for the school. And the school set up the basketball team and the volleyball team and the football team to let the kids have an opportunity to play for their alma mater. But it was not designed to be a huge moneymaker, right?
Right.
All of a sudden, it's turned into a cash cow, and if that money's there for somebody to make, the players that do it deserve a piece of the pie. There's no question about that. But the very idea that these schools are out there to make money, why is Ohio State doesn't have to share that money with Ohio University and Akron University and University of Tennessee doesn't have to share it with Austin Peay and Cookeville? It's a state educational organization. That's not going to happen. I'm being a bit facetious here a little bit, but all of a sudden, universities have turned into a for-profit kind of a deal. And certainly on the athletic side, that's not a sudden phenomena. That's been going on for years and years and years. But when did we turn that corner?
I don't know. It has been fairly recently since we've really gotten into this big-time athletic thing. Fairly recently, I guess. I wouldn't want to put a year on it, but it certainly has moved into a money-making operation, and it's heading, according to you and me too, it's heading in the wrong direction right now.
Spiraling all but out of control.
Yeah.
From what we might want to be. Let's go back as far as when cable TV first came into place.
Okay.
And ESPN was formed, where you now have a way to not just have ABC, CBS, and NBC has a college game on the weekend. Go back to the 70s. That'd be about right.
Okay,
you had
all right.
Alabama and Auburn was on. That was the game.
Right.
and there might be another game on another station. But 3 or 4 games got broadcast across the country in college football, and that was it. And the next week the same thing, and then ESPN comes in, and they've got another station so they can add another game. And then, let's do one at 1 o'clock and let's do one at 5 o'clock. And we get 2 games on. And now we've got ESPN Plus, which I can sit home and watch every Middle Tennessee game I want to watch, including soccer, softball, tiddlywinks, and whatever.
And by the way, just to
which
throw,
is
throw
a
this,
good thing for me.
Just to throw this out there, the NFL is the same way.
Sure.
We went through a time where we had a game Sunday afternoon,
and it wasn't even a national game. You got your local. We got in Louisville, Kentucky. We got the Cleveland Browns every week.
Okay, well, but they went there, and then another station picked up this before the merger, and pretty soon you had a game on both channels.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had 2 games on one channel and 1 game on another channel, and it wasn't long. You could see it coming. It wasn't long before
Monday Night Football came in 1970.
Right. And that did it right there. That Monday Night Football was as close to, at one time, not now, although it's popular, but at one time it was serious business.
Must-watch TV.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it was the only game not played on Sunday afternoon.
Right.
By the home team.
Right. And now, of course, if you better have a good matchup for Monday.
And you can buy a package on television and watch any football game you want to watch.
That is correct.
Any NFL game. You want to watch the San Francisco 49ers every week? Buy their package, you can watch them. So
you don't do that anymore, do you?
No.
No, I don't either.
But all that said, and the money changed the program. You mentioned it first. I think that's probably correct. And now there's money that's got to be spent on somebody, and if it's going to be spent on somebody, it needs to be spent on the players. I can't argue with that at all, but it's sure made a mess.
Well, like I say, it's heading the other direction. It seems to be more and more and more, and this nation is, of course, I think, football crazy. I mean, they really are. I enjoy it myself. I'm not really being critical. I'm just saying when a major announcement today is we're going to play in Germany next year. So somebody's going to Berlin or somewhere to play, and another game in Europe. Well, okay.
By the way, the Predators are playing their hockey game Monday at 1 o'clock. You know why?
No.
It's not a holiday, because normally when you play a game on Monday afternoon, it's a President's Day or whatever. They're playing it so they can be broadcast in prime time in Europe.
Okay. That's pretty important to me.
So, who's driving the train?
Yeah, the dollar bill is driving the train. But yeah, okay.
And those of us that pay the dollar bills to do that, because those that gripe and complain about it are just as yelling. I pay the package to see the Cincinnati Reds. I'm going to do it again this year, by the way, which is okay.
You're eventually going to see those Reds win again.
I'm eventually, before I die. I hope so. I'm going to. Who was that? Dr. Todd. I'm going to pull a Dr. Todd for the Reds. I need one more time. I'm on my deathbed. Fill up the stadium one more time.
One more shot. Okay, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, let's get out of here. We got Chip Walters up next with Blue Raider Insider Report, and then high school basketball right here on WGNS.
You know, everyone has a more. First, it's a pony. Then to be on the cheer squad. Your more grows up just like you do. But your more can still carry you away or make you cheer. At First Bank, banking local gets you more. More of our time, more access to local bankers, more flexibility, and more product choices. Because getting more empowered and confident helps you pursue your more. That never grows old. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
This is Chip Walters, and I'm honored to be your 2024 MTAR Realtor of the Year. I'm with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates, and like many of you, I've seen the real estate market shift and change. People often ask, Chip, what's really going on? Well, that's a great question, and I believe in answering with solid, factual data. So let's cut through some of the noise. I invite you to reach out. Let's have a conversation about your real estate goals and the current market trends in your neighborhood. You can find all my contact information at choosechip.net.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Auctions are easy, fast, and profitable.
I've always been a big fan of auctions. Get instant sale, no contingencies.
That means the sale of your property won't depend on an inspection, financing, or appraisals.
I've known the guys over there my entire life.
Call Parks Auction and Realty or visit parksauction.com.
Clark's Auction Company will get you top dollar for your property.
Parks Auction Company, committed to auction excellence.
Sold it to you, 27.5.
Lace up your best kicks for a night of impact benefiting First Shot. Join us for the annual Sneaker Ball, presented by Venture Express. Spend Sunday, April 26th with NFL Hall of Famer and Super Bowl MVP Marcus Allen. The event kicks off at 6 with a VIP meet and greet at 5. Reserve your table today. Call Coach Andy Herzer at 615-631-5312. We'll see you at the Sneaker Ball, benefiting First Shot on April 26th.
Next on All Sports Talk, it's the Blue Raider Insider Report with Chip Walters of Exit Realty, Bob Lamb & Associates.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and Blue Raider baseball back at it this afternoon. A little chilly out at Reese Smith Jr. Field, but Middle Tennessee hosting Tennessee Tech right now. That game is getting into the latter stages. Elsewhere going on today in Conference USA in baseball, Oral Roberts at Missouri State. Delaware hosting Maryland today up in Newark. Jacksonville State at home against Mississippi Valley. Kennesaw State is on the road at Georgia Southern. New Mexico State hosting the University of the Southwest. FIU is at Florida. Louisiana Tech hosting Northwestern State. Sam Houston hosting the Houston Cougars. And UT Arlington hosting Dallas Baptist today. And a full slate of activity tomorrow. Delaware will be at LaSalle. High Point at Liberty. Mississippi Valley at Jack State. Western Kentucky at Kentucky, and FIU at Florida. We'll give you the full weekend schedule a bit later in the week. All right, let's turn to men's golf. Middle Tennessee leads the Military City Collegiate at 2 under par, 574 through 36 holes at TPC San Antonio's Canyons course. Middle was paced by Maddox Crowder and Connor Henry, who were both inside the top 5 after 2 rounds of play. Crowder sits atop the individual leaderboard at 4 under par after rounds of 1 under par 71 and 3 under par 69, while Henry is tied for third at 2 under par following rounds of 1 over 73 and 3 under 69. So we'll give you more on that as that event comes to a close down in San Antonio. All right, in women's basketball action, first of all, let's go to soccer. Middle Tennessee set to begin its spring exhibition slate in preparation for the upcoming regular season. The Blue Raiders open spring competition February 28th with a 1 o'clock road match at Murray State. Blue Raiders come home to host Cumberland on March 21st at the Dean Hayes Track and Soccer Stadium, and will then travel to face Tennessee Tech on March 28th at 1 o'clock. April action begins on the 10th when the Blue Raiders will host Alabama A&M. The spring slate will conclude on April 18th at the Western Kentucky Tournament hosted by WKU with kickoff at 10:30 a.m. Congrats goes out to Macy Pfeiffer. She's been named the Conference USA Freshman of the Week in women's basketball. A native of New Albany, Mississippi, she earned the honor after turning in one of the best games of her career. The rookie poured in a career-high 21 points, leading all freshmen, while adding 6 rebounds, an assist, and a block. She was efficient at the free throw line, knocking down 6 of 8 attempts and playing a key role on both ends of the floor. It marks the 3rd time that she has won Freshman of the Week and the 11th time that MTSU has had the Freshman of the Week award go to one of its players. One game tonight in women's basketball. Sam Houston will be at Missouri State. Coming up on Thursday, MTSU will be at Liberty, Western Kentucky at Delaware, FIU at Missouri State, Kennesaw State at New Mexico State, and Jacksonville State at UTEP. The men's schedule, nothing until Thursday night. Blue Raiders are at home to take on UTEP in a key matchup there as far as the conference standings are concerned. Blue Raiders lost to UTEP in overtime out in the West Texas town of El Paso back in January. Liberty will be at Kennesaw. Delaware will be at Jacksonville State. Missouri State at Louisiana Tech. New Mexico State at Western Kentucky. And FIU will be at Sam Houston. Be sure and join me on the roundtable tomorrow morning, 9 to 10, right here on the Big G, WGNS.
This has been All Sports Talk on WGNS and Big G TV, where we hit every level of the game, from the preps to MTSU, across Tennessee and the nation. Thanks for tuning in to All Sports Talk from the Good Neighbor Network.
One lawsuit could put your savings and future income at risk.